All right. Good evening, guys. How you doing? How was your week? Just all went well. Yeah, for me, my week was good. Everything went well. Yes. Welcome to the Morning Game Show again. If you're new here, this is the Morning Game Show, and this is a show hosted by Digitstem, where we invite different guest speakers every week to teach you a skill, okay, that can help you make money from the comfort of your home. The main goal of this show is to help you make money. Money. You must make money. That's the main goal of this show. So yes, over time in the past, this is our 30, I think fourth. That's the fourth episode. And before that, that's for this to be the 34th, meaning we have had 33 other episodes before this one. So we have had 33 other guest speakers talking about different skills. Like there are so much skills that you can learn and make money from the comfort of your home anywhere in Africa, whether you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you're in Cameroon, you're in Kenya, you're in Uganda. I mean, name it. You can learn these skills from the comfort of your home and make cool cash. Yes. Among those other skills that we have had, I mean, speakers that we have had, some people have taught smartphone graphic design, they have taught Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, sales closing, and all of that. And all of that. So please feel free to go back and watch those other episodes. And don't forget to subscribe so that you can get notification when we drop other valuable stuffs as well on this YouTube channel. All right, we start wasting so much of our time. We just go straight into what we have today. Today we have smartphone forex trading, and to take us further in tonight's teaching is Adegoke. So he will be teaching us about smartphone forex based trading. Over to you, Adegoke, please. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Let me be sure we can all hear me before I continue. Okay.
Good evening. I can hear you.
All right. Apologies that we started a little bit late, but it is well. So, let's get the concept straight. I'll just go straight to the point. Smartphone forex trading. Now, it simply means forex trading with your smartphone, right? Um, Before I dive deep into what forex is all about and all of that, one thing you realize is that even most traders, most times, even if they analyze on their PCs and all of that, you still end up seeing them post mobile screenshots of their profits or losses, either ways. So, in this age, you can definitely use your smartphone to make a lot of money, especially through trading. You can even do your analysis on your phone and take your trades on your phone. I think about a week ago, Jeffrey Benson was posting about how he used a mobile phone, a damaged mobile phone to trade, and he still made some profit. So let me go straight into what Forex is all about. Now, what is Forex trading? In Nigeria, a lot of people have been scammed. Let me put it that way. Anytime people hear Forex, they be like, oh, it's something about scam. Either you want to give your money to someone to trade for you, or whatever it is, you give your money to a friend, you blew the funds. We have all had our experiences over time. But one thing is this, let me break it down for you guys. First thing you'll see is that forex trading is just a niche of financial market trading. The main topic here, the main subject, let me put it that way, is financial market trading, not forex trading itself. But forex trading is like the most popular among all these other types, and I will give you some examples. Let's start with if you are jotting, you can just say financial market trading. Now, under financial market trading, there is stock trading, options trading, bonds, crypto, forex, indices, different types like that. A lot. There are a lot. Now, from forex itself, you have some other peers. You have the major peers, the minor peers. You have gold. You have different ones. And now, if you go to also indices, different assets also. So under these different types of financial markets, let me put it that way, you have assets under them, asset classes under them, different assets. Now, one thing that A lot of people don't understand. Knowledge is important here. Adequate knowledge, not just any kind of knowledge, right? Adequate kind of knowledge where you know that okay, you are you want to start trading. It's the same way if you want to be an engineer. You go to school for primary school, secondary school, university for 5 years, and all of that. It takes a lot of time before you can be called an engineer. And even when you are done with engineering in university level, they tell you that, okay, you are just a graduate member. Now you can still go ahead, go further in that topic. And you notice something from primary school to secondary school, college to university level, you notice that as you go on, you the subjects you do, they are streamlined. Let me put it that way. Like for example, in primary school, you are doing all science subjects, biology. I mean, secondary school, you did biology, agriculture. But when you wrote jam, it was streamlined to just four, right? Now, when you get into school, probably engineering, you're not concerned with biology anymore. Streamlined again. And then in engineering, you'll have to choose whether it's electrical, whether it's mechanical. Sorry, I'm using this example. I'm an engineer actually. So whether it's mechanical, whether it's electrical, whether it's civil, you choose. Now, when you choose electrical and when you are close to your final year, they tell you you have some options. You have power options, you have control, you have different options depending on the university you go to, right? So now when you choose, for example, power in electrical engineering, they now tell you that, okay, in power, there are different things, and then you streamline again. So the first major lesson I want us to pick here today is that the way the financial market is wide, right? You have forex, you have crypto, you have stocks, you have options, options trading with Cotex and the likes. You have different types of trading, different types. You have to make a choice. And now, when you even make a choice, let's say you choose Forex itself. Forex is foreign exchange, currency trading, whether it's Euro USD, British pound against Japanese yen, GU, whatever it is. Now you have to decide. Now, even if you are trading currency pairs, you can't trade all currency pairs. Let that be the first major lesson you pick here today. You can't trade all currency pairs. You have to like section and choose. My mentor, we always say that choose either one or two assets and master it. That's the best thing in trading. Let me just put it that way. So that's just like the first major lesson I want us to pick from here. When you are trading, you have to be focused. You have to niche down to the very last, right? You can either choose the one asset or two assets or three assets. Now, it will lead me to say this. When you choose one, two, or three assets, now you realize that not trading is also part of trading. Like you look at your chart, there's no opportunity for you on your asset classes. You are not trading. It's a form of trading also. That's why we advise traders that okay, when you are um, when you have made some funds from trading, diversify, invest in something else, start a business so that it can take your attention away from trading in itself. So you don't trade. Best traders don't trade every day. That's the truth. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to look at your chart. Just except when you start and you are learning, then you need to back test a lot and all of that. Now, in trading, particularly the one I focus on, if you are wondering, is synthetic indices. And there are only two brokers. Brokers are the guys that link us to the market, retail traders. We retail traders, they link us to the markets. Right? So the type I focus on is synthetic indices. Now, this synthetic indices is also a part of the whole subject, which is financial market trading, right? Now, in synthetic indices, there are a lot of asset classes. There is boom and crash, there is volatility, there is jump, there is ring break, there is gain X and pain X, there is SFX, different types. But if I want to be trading everything, there's no way I'll be profitable. That's the truth. If I'm looking at, let's say, more than 20 asset classes and I want to be trading all of that, because I want to be seen as a trader. One thing that affects a lot of traders is that when you take screenshots before you take profit, that's just a joke, right? So one thing that affects a lot of traders is that you tend to want to trade everything because you want people to see you as a trader. It shouldn't be that way. When you niche down and you select either one or two, assets to trade with, then you can be known as a trader. then your focus can be on one or two assets. You realize that top traders have the assets they trade. They don't trade everything. If you look at all these traders, some are only focused on Euro USD. Some have even selected only one asset to trade, or let's say maximum of two or three, and that's all for them, right? So in Forex itself, in currency trading, we have what do we call it? Euro USD. There's different sessions to trade with. One thing I like about synthetic indices is what I focus on. One thing I like about that is I don't have to worry about all of that. Synthetic indices are 24/7. You can trade on Sundays, you can trade on every single day. But the point is this. This should be your second major lesson. Let me put it that way. The goal of trading is simply to make money. I'm not in. I mean, when I was in school, I can say that I was competing with my classmates because I want to be the best. Nothing about nobody cares. Well, people can care, but nobody really cares if you are the best or not. Actually, that's the truth. As long as you are making money, that's the most important thing. One thing I don't see too is all these arguments on social media about, oh, this strategy is rubbish, is it ICT, is it SMC, different patterns and all of that. What's your business with that? I tell people that, what's your business with that? The goal of trading is simply to make money. If you are not making money, then you are making noise. You can't do both, right? So, just to, we have talked about two things now. First one is that, um, okay, the last one I just mentioned is that the goal of trading is to make money. The first one is that you should actually niche down and select asset classes. That's one of the best advice you can get, especially if you are starting as a newbie. You should not try to trade everything. Then the third one I'm going to go to now is what we call the shiny object syndrome. Now, this is a problem of many traders in, let me say, Africa as a whole. You try to trade, um, with different strategies. Like you can see a strategy from, let me mention top traders now. Let's say trade with Kede, let's say Jeffrey Benson, Abby Forex. You want to learn from everybody. That's one. And then you want to trade with everybody's strategy. There is absolutely no way under heaven and on earth that you'll be profitable because you will keep jumping from one, what do we call it, from one strategy to another, and then you'll be confusing yourself even. Why? Because the strategies are different, right? You want to learn everything and you want to apply everything to this same market. Why do you think those you are learning from focus on only one strategy and they have their only one strategy? So that should teach you something, right? Um, One other thing I would like to mention, I think we have broken down choosing your assets, um, breaking down the financial market in itself, then having something that gives you a cash flow. That's one of the advice of the mentors I have. Mr. Michael Asian is not here, but definitely, yeah, as time goes on, I'll mention a lot about it. So, I mean, everything I learned from trading, I tried learning from majorly from him, right? I've had my own experiences too. I've started trading since 2020. That was when I heard about trading. And one thing was that when I heard about trading, I was like, is it possible to make this much money in a day? I see pictures, I see, houses, top traders, they are balling big, right? Balling real big. And that's one thing. If you are considering coming into Forex trading, one thing you should look at is that you should look at the top people in the industry. It doesn't have to be in the world, it can be in your country, Nigeria. Look at the top folks there and see the kind of lifestyle they are living. Any business you want to go into at all, you should look at that. If it's something you want to replicate in your own life, then you know that okay, you have to put in the work and all of that. But that gives you an idea of what you are going into. Yes, there are those that fake it. That's the truth. There are those that fake it. My mentor has told me before, Michael Asian, that there are some brokers that actually fake results for, let me say, trading influencers. That's the truth. They fake the results for them. They show you the screenshots. I mean, they fake even the withdrawals, and you think they have withdrawn. That's the truth. This is one big thing I'm saying in the trading niche in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. They can fake a lot of things, but if there's no original, then there won't be a fake. That's the truth. Fake is like the shadow of the original. So one thing you have to know is that there are people making these funds, there are people making this money. And one thing, I think this should be the third or fourth major lesson. I've said a lot actually. Third or fourth major lesson is that in trading, right, um, you you shouldn't be, like I was saying, influencers are, fake results and all of that, fake withdrawals. If there's a fake, I mean, there's no fake without a real. Fake is just like the shadow of the real thing. So when you are choosing your, let me say, your mentor in the in the financial markets industry, you should know that losses are part of the game. If your mentor doesn't show his losses, then I mean, no, there's no mentor, no good mentor that I know that doesn't make any loss. Loss, no matter what level you are in trading, you will make a loss. Why? Because we are human beings. We are not we are not robots. There's a part of when the robot is trading for you also. But we are not robots, we are human beings. And you can make, in fact, you make mistakes, you have challenges in life. That's the truth. You are thinking of probably your girlfriend, your wife, your family. It can be anything. Maybe you are even working and trading at the same time. It can be anything at all. So those things are distractions to you. You can't be a robot 100%. You can't treat like a robot. When you program a robot to trade, it does not do anything outside of what program it to do. But you are a human being. You can say you want to buy and you end up selling. You can say you want to buy and then you end up clicking on sell. You can say you want to buy with one lot size, but something you will just say that increase the lot size, right? And then you you enter that and all of that. So you are human, you are humans, right? We are humans. We are all humans. So what I'm saying is that losses is part of the game. Don't When you are coming into trading, don't think that you won't make any loss. If someone is telling you that you won't make any loss in trading, run away from the person. That's the truth. You always make losses in trading. You will always make losses. But the most important thing here is that your profits is more than your losses, right? That's net profit. That if you are making, let's say if you lose, let's say $1,000, you are gaining $5,000. So what's your net profit? 5,000 minus 1,000. So that's still $4,000. That's trading. Don't let anybody deceive you and tell you that, oh, trading is just what do we call it? It's just profits galore. That's a lie, a big lie, right? So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is when there's something we call a trading edge, right? I know I've said a lot and I'm just mixing some things up. Forgive me for that, but that's how I talk. Um, when you get into trading, well, like I mentioned before, there's something called shiny object syndrome. You want to jump from one strategy to another, right? One thing you should note is this: when you see a strategy, there's a what you call a trading edge, your hedge. What makes you decide to enter a buy or a sell? What makes you decide? My mentor will always say that if you are whatever you are learning in trading, whatever strategy you are learning in trading from anyone anywhere in the whole world, they are teaching you two major things: how to enter the market and how to exit the market, right? How to enter the market and how to exit the market. That's what your strategy is teaching you to do. That, okay, if I see this, let me enter here, and when it has gotten to this level, let me exit here. So that's what your strategy is based on. So you see that strategy doesn't really matter, right? It matters in its own way, but it's all about entries and exits, right? So when you have found your strategy and it's working for you, if it's working for you, stay with it. You see, that's the discipline a lot of traders don't have. Now you are trading, you are making $10, $20, $50, $100. But before you know it, right, you saw a post online of someone making $1,000, $2,000, and now you have dumped your own strategy and you have gone, to pick up that person's strategy. It's just like starting all over again. And it's harder that way. Yes, you can scale through, you can end up, learning a whole lot over time. Well, I mean, we all learn every day, but you can end up, but you waste your time. That's the truth. You can learn a whole lot over time, but it will waste your time. It will waste too much of your time. So what do you do instead? You want to focus on your strategy, right? You want to focus on your strategy. Focus and scale with it, build with it. The same strategy that is making you 10, 20, $50 can make you $1,000. That's the truth. That same strategy can make you $1,000. It can make you $2,000. It can make you $10,000. It's just your capital in this case. But you have to go with it, stay with it, stick with it. And before you know it, you'll be doing numbers with it. It's just as simple as that. So I've mentioned that losses are part of the game. I've mentioned that the most important thing is just your net profit. Always be in net. If your strategy is not putting you in profit, then you are permitted to dump that strategy. If it's not putting you in real profits, like net profit, let me put it that way, then you are with the wrong strategy. Just change your strategy. Right? What is strategy? What is edge? Is what works for you in the market. It doesn't matter whether it's indicator, whether it's price action, whatever works for you. I know I'm saying a lot of, I'm talking about a lot terminologies. Pardon me for that if you are a newbie, but what works for you in the market, it doesn't matter what, I don't care. You see, when I meet a trader, I don't care about your strategy really. The most important thing is that are you making money? If you are not making money, some traders like to, and I'm not shading any trader. I don't do that. I don't shade traders. I don't shade nothing like that. But some people prefer to you know, they are good with analysis, but they are not good with trading. Did you hear that right? Yes, they can analyze the market. They can, tell you that this is the direction the market will go to, this and that, but they can't trade. Why? Two things: fear and greed. When you try, you see, this is what happens to most newbies. When you see a strategy, you start trading, you make money. I'll still speak about the concept of trading on your platform, please, but I'm just breaking things down as we go on. So, as I was saying, you see a strategy, you make money with it. I mean, you make good money with it, and then you fail to withdraw. You want to compound. Before you know it, after some time, you lose all the money, you lose all the funds. Why? It's about risk management. It will take me to risk management now and trading psychology. Two major things in trading, But let me speak on fear and greed first. Fear is, when you put your hand inside let me say, hot water for, the first time, and it did not, let's say you saw the water bubbling, it's hot. If you put your hand there the first time, it did not burn you, right? This is just an assumption, right? You put your hand there the second time, it still did not burn you. The third time, it did not burn you. As time goes on, let's say you get greedy and you want to be like, oh, let me put my two hands inside. You put your two hands inside, you bring it out, nothing happens. Wow. And this is hot water. This is like magic, right? Now you want to put your legs inside. Before you know it, you want to put your full body inside, and then it gets you burned. So one thing is this: you can't jump. Growth is a process. You can't just jump from point A to point B. If you jump, you see, there are some things it's best for you to learn now as a newbie. I tell my students a lot. There are some things it's best for you to learn now than learning it later. You can learn it now by making a loss of $10, $50. If you fail to learn it now and you want to learn it later, you can be learning it with a loss of $1,000, $5,000. That's the truth. So there are some things that in trading, fear and greed. Fear, how does fear happen? Let's say the example I gave now, when you put your full body inside and now you get burnt, what happens to you? Even your finger that you put there the first time, right? You can't put it again because of fear. Now you fear the whole thing. You don't even want to go into it again. And that's what has happened to a lot of Nigerians and people that trade generally in Africa and in the whole world. When you get it, they hear about trading, they are excited about it, very excited. They can put millions there, and then they get burnt. From that very day, to them, Forex is a scam. To them, trading is a scam, right? Why? Because they got burnt once, and it's because they failed to learn, the important things in the trading industry. What you need to do, you see, you don't need to know everything in trading. That's another thing. You don't need to know everything. What do you need? You need what makes you money. What's going to make you money? That's what you need. If you are trying to know everything, you are wasting your time. That's why you have mentors that put you through that, okay, this is what you need to know, this is what you need to make money, and that is all. If you are trying to learn everything, you want to learn ICT, you want to learn SMC, you want to learn the strategies of all the traders in the world, you are wasting your time. That's the truth. So, greed also, that example I gave explains fear and greed. Fear in the aspect that you don't want to even put your finger there again, your hand there, it doesn't want to go in there again. Greed is that you are greedy at first. You didn't take profit when you needed to take profit. And that's why it's important to withdraw. You see, when you withdraw your profit, it does something to your psychology, right? It does something to your psychology. It helps it. If you are making money from trading, let's say you make $50, you withdraw it, buy it. My mentor will say that withdraw that money, go and buy something for yourself. Buy, go shopping, go to Chicken Republic, go anywhere you want to go to, Domino's, eat something, buy something, and tell yourself that this is money from trading. You see, you can't, like I said, you can't jump the process. It's a process, and it's a long-term and lifetime process. If you want to jump it, you are just risking too much, right? So now going to the aspect of risk management, fear and greed, risk management, and trading psychology kind of interwoven. But let me take them one by one. I've explained fear and greed in a way. Now let me go to risk management and trading psychology. Risk management is in its own self risking, managing risk, right? If you are trading with $100 account, when you are risking $10 in the market, you want to gain more than $10. If you are not gaining more than $10, you are wasting your time. You won't make any profit, right? Risk to reward is the ratio of your losses to your profits. Now you hear 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 9, some can be 1 to 17, whatever it is. Risk management is your ratio of your losses to your profit. Okay, if I'm risking $5, I want to make $15. There are two kinds of traders in that aspect. There are open-ended traders and closed-ended traders. Open-ended traders are those that do not use stop loss. They have a mental stop loss. They want to allow the market to breathe in its own way. Closed-ended traders, have a fixed stop loss, no matter and fixed take profit. No matter what happens to the market, they don't care. They have set their stop loss, set their take profit, and then that's it for them. So in this case, when you are setting your risk, you want to ensure that your strategy makes you more, that you have a strategy that makes you, your profit is higher, way higher than your losses. Even if it's 1 to 2, 1 to 3, it's still okay. But having 1 to 0.5 doesn't make any sense. Or 1 to 1, you won't make it's just like you are wasting your time, basically. Out of 10 trades, if you have a win ratio of 5 and a risk to reward of 1 to 3, you will be in profit. But assuming it's 1 to 1, you just be wasting your time. Now, trading psychology, like I mentioned earlier, is we all have trading psychology at every level, is in levels. Some now can, if you are trading with a $1,000 account, it's different from if you are trading with a $10,000 account and then a $100,000 account. In all three cases, the psychology required to handle a $1,000 account is different from that of a $10,000 account. For a $1,000 account, when you are risking 10%, that's $100. But for a $10,000 account, if you are risking 10%, that's $1,000. So are you willing to be able to see a loss of minus 950 and still hold? So your psychology grows in level. That's why you can't jump the process. You take it step by step, you take it bit by bit, right? So it's just as simple as that. Don't let me go too deep because of our time. I've also mentioned that all your strategies are for entries and exits only. Like that's the two major things in trading, your entries and your exits. Recapping, the goal of trading is to make money. Whether you have a risk reward of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 or 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, the goal is to make money. As long as you are making something for yourself and you have a strategy that you want to grow over time. Because you don't want to stay in a spot. You want to keep moving, you want to keep growing. That's very important. And one thing is this in trading, you have to give yourself to learning. If you don't give yourself to learning, you are wasting your time. If you want to go into anything, like I gave the example of engineering earlier, you progress in levels. If you don't, in here, there's no way to measure that level. Let me put it that way. There's nobody, no, there's a way to measure the level, but there's nobody checking you. You don't have to write any exam, except when you're talking about prof firms, right? So, but you don't have to write any exam to trade, right? But everything is in levels. You have to give yourself to learning. You can't jump that learning process and you want to start earning. You have to learn first before you earn. Yes, you can earn while you are learning, but learning is still part of it. It's still a very, very major part of it. So that's just basically, or just like a summary of, I mean, I've said a whole lot, but let me just recap by saying when you're now talking about smartphone forex trading, even anybody that talks about it, when you see, oh, someone tells you that I'm a forex trader, you have to ask the person, what do you trade? Which asset class do you trade? Because forex now is the name that's been attached to it. It's easier to say forex than saying, you can say forex trader, you can say crypto trader. But when you are talking about stocks trader, people will be like, they think it sounds weird, right? So many people just prefer to say that I'm a forex trader. So when you now come closer, we now tell you the meaning of forex in itself, right? So when you meet a trader, oh, I'm a forex trader. What do you trade? You have to ask: is it synthetics? Is it currencies? Is it whatever? What do you trade, right? And then in the aspect of the financial market trading in itself in its entirety, I've also mentioned that you don't have to trade everything, right? But when it comes to smartphone, you can use your phone now to trade anything. You can trade whether it's stocks, whether it's bonds, you know, anything you want to trade. I mean, indices, currencies, you can analyze on your mobile or even iPad. Smartphone, you can do everything on your smartphone. That's just the whole point. My partner and I, we listed a course. It's called the Smartphone Trading Course. SPT 101 is also live on Digitstem, right? And it changed a lot of lives. People made a lot of money just with their smartphone. In let's say 20, 25 years ago, it's very difficult for you to even find a mentor in trading. Before you can find a mentor in trading, you you pay a whole lot. The knowledge was scarce, but nowadays the knowledge is everywhere. But knowledge is everywhere, but the adequate knowledge is not everywhere. Adequate knowledge is you can't find it everywhere. You only find with specific people, right, that are ready and willing to actually train people to gain financial freedom. That's the whole point of trading, right? You want to gain financial freedom. So yeah, I'm just thinking if there's anything else I should add to all I've mentioned, right? But I think we're good to go. I think we should take some questions from anybody. Yeah, I can speak about bot trading, so robot trading and all of that, but I think let me just wait for the questions before I dive into any of them. Thank you very much. Please, let me be sure that I think yeah, it's almost 9. Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Okay.
Hi, I can hear you. So sorry about that.
Okay, no problem.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for that amazing, amazing session. It was very insightful. Thank you. What courses in Digitstem? How do I find words in Digitstem? Okay. So somebody was just asking about your course. So we'd like to hear what updates you have on your course. Is it going to now be listed on Digitstem?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Okay, the
Okay,
course
so
on this
they're asking about
okay,
your course.
yeah, the smartphone trading course, SPT 101. But there's an upgrade to it, which we are going to list on this actually. It's called the Master Art Trading course, where we host
Okay.
webinars every month, twice every month. So we'll list that on this thing. So it's better to get the update than to get the former one. So it's called Master Art Trading course, MHT 102. It will be live on this thing very soon.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for that. So health inside daily. I hope you got that. So yes, kindly exercise patients. The course will be listed on Digitstem soon. So guys, I don't know if any other person has any question before we call it a good night. I mean, our guest speaker has done justice to what Forex really means and trading on your smartphone. All right. Yeah. So you got that. So yes. Thank you so much. I'm not seeing any questions for now. Okay. In the absence of no question, let me just ask you this final question so that we can probably call it a good night since we're not having any
Oh, yeah.
question. All right. So just give us any last words for somebody looking to go into forex trading as a newbie, complete newbie. What would you advise them? How would you advise them to, how would you
Okay.
encourage them? Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. For a complete newbie, if you are going to get started in trading, with the way the trading industry is today, you have to you have to choose the right mentor. That's the truth. You have to choose the the person that will guide you the right way. Else you don't want to fall in the wrong hands. I've been a victim of scams too. I've paid for some services, uh, with some trading guys that you met online. And what drives these things is that you actually believe in trading. You bet on trading. You want to give your all. You know that you can make this money. And some people capitalize on that by scamming guys. There are a lot of them online. I've been a victim of some to pay them hundreds of dollars. And then, in fact, I can't calculate how much I spent in trying to, get some things done with trading and all of that, from all these guys that scam. But one thing is key here. If you are getting started in trading, you have to choose the right mentor. Very, very important. You have to choose the right mentor. Now, when you choose the right mentor, stay with the strategy. Be disciplined enough. Discipline is very important and required in trading. If you are not disciplined, you are doing yourself a great harm. Be disciplined, stay with the strategy and build with it. You will see strategies that want to distract you. Definitely. You will see communities that want to distract you, but you have to stay with it. It's very, very important that you stay with it. So, yeah, and one other thing is that you have to niche down on your assets. I spoke about this earlier also. The assets you will trade, like don't choose more than one or two assets. If you are choosing more than one or two assets, that's too much. So when you are trading, especially, one thing about synthetic trading is that synthetic indices is that it's live 24/7. It doesn't depend on all this news. It's different from currency, which is forex in itself trading. It doesn't depend on all this news that you have to check for different sessions. Nothing like that in synthetic indices. That's why I love it. Right, for me personally, every trader has their own. They have assets they love. For me, I love synthetic indices, and even synthetic indices has over 30, 35, 40 asset classes, but I don't trade more than two or four. That's me. And the two or four I'm talking about are even in like they work the same way, right? So that's one of the things you want to take note of. And one other thing is that I've mentioned you choosing the right mentor, be disciplined, go for the right asset class, don't be distracted by strategies, and yeah, just trust God that your strategy will work. You have to, trust God also. Let me put God. The God factor is also there. Yeah, I think that should be all. It should be good from there, at least for
All
a
right.
start.
Thank you so much. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. So how can they reach you if maybe they want to reach out to you or have ask you questions concerning all of this? How can they reach you, please?
Okay, you can definitely reach me on WhatsApp, right? I think you can share my contact with them, right? On WhatsApp or
This
Telegram or
time
what? Yeah.
send your please can you call the number so I can type it in the comment section so even people
Okay.
that are not here now can see it.
All right.
Okay.
0701
Okay. One
0701
two four three. Mm-hmm.
6905.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
6905.
Yeah. So you
Zero
can
seven zero
definitely,
one 243 6905.
yeah.
All right. No problem. Please hold on.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, this
Yeah, that's it.
is this is the phone number. You can reach out to him. You can contact him via this number on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay, it was nice having you here. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing
Yeah. Thank
value.
you very much.
We really do
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
And guys, yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming to tonight's money game session as well. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also follow us on Twitter at Digitstem. Follow us on Facebook at Digitstem as well. Follow us on Instagram at Digitstem underscore. Okay. Um, have enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great week ahead. See you guys on Saturday, next week Saturday, with a different professional. Okay. Good night, guys. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.